Enemy sword destroyed. Correct.
RCXD ready to deploy.
Smoke checked.
UAV standing by.
What up guys, it's your boy Hellraider here. Today I'm bringing you a gameplay on the map Hacienda using the pre-patched Switchblade. Today we're here to talk about an interesting topic to myself and probably other fellow gamers out there. It's not only happening in Call of Duty, but it's happening in other games like Destiny and things like that. But it's the topic that I want to cross between nostalgic versus recycled content, right? We all have, like, the rose-colored glasses towards old games that we love, and we love seeing things from those old games come back into our newer games as an appearance and as an ode to what was before it, right? I can appreciate that. I love that kind of stuff, you know. I enjoy having, like, Terminal in most of the Call of Duties. Nuketown is getting a little tiring now since most games aren't meant for it anymore. But nonetheless, that's one of those maps that will always be forever and ever going through the Call of Duty history. Well, this year with Black Ops 3, or Black Ops 4, I'm sorry, the Season Pass was supposed to have like 12 or 16 maps in it, right? So that means like every 3 months you get 3 maps. That's cool, that's fine, but those paid-for maps should include old maps from old Call of Duties. I've already paid my service to that game. I bought the game, I had the map, I shouldn't have to pay for it again. It's an old map. And if you don't know exactly what I'm talking about WMD from Black Ops 1 was introduced as a new, quote-unquote, new map for Black Ops 4. And there's literally nothing different with it at all. It's just updated textures. It's not like a reimagining. A reimagining, if you don't know what that means, if you look at, like, I think it was Call of Duty Black Ops 2, they had the map called Backlot on there. Well, it was a remake of Firing Range. Now, Backlot was a backlot of a movie studio. So all the different parts of Firing Range were actually like different movie studio like parts and moving parts, and they're all put together. So the map resembled Firing Range, but had a unique look to it. So it was cool. It was new. They actually put effort in. Now, when you just throw me literally the exact same map with just updating textures, that's not new. There's no work put into that at all. That's recycled content. And I don't appreciate that. Not at all. Especially when I have to put my dollar on it to use it or have it. And for most people, they probably already bought the Season Pass, so it's not like they have a choice on whether they want the map or not at this point. Old maps and even revisited maps should all be free to all players. That's an over and done with thing. That's just, you already have it in the books. Like, you literally already have the map in the books, the textures, the layout, everything. You're just pulling it from an old game engine and updating its resources. Like, it's not new. That's not worth the whatever $5 that I'm about to put in out of my $60 DLC pass. Not cool. With Destiny, one of the recycled content issues that I really kind of hate at this point is, yes, the game is a looter shooter, so there's tiers of loot. Highest tier being exotics. Well, Destiny 2, at the beginning of it, if you don't know, started out with a hectic scene of where your home base was basically destroyed and your entire armory was destroyed along with it. So it basically gave players a plausible reason to have a fresh start and start out with nothing. Yeah, okay, cool, good for the story. But now they keep introducing old exotics back into the game, which is great, but some of these exotics are locked behind really ridiculous quest lines. And I'm talking like 15, 20-step quest lines, when originally, back in Destiny 1, I already had to do that 20-step quest line to get this thing in the first place. I don't understand why I have to waste my time on something I've already done to get something I've already had. That should already be in my possession regardless of whether you want to introduce it or not to the game. I just don't get the concept of it. What I'm talking about in particular is the Outbreak Prime quest, which I believe is called the 0 Hour. In Destiny 1, you had to go through some trials and tribulations to get this weapon. You had to do a bunch of stuff. You had to do this whole jumping puzzle and number operating thing and kill all the raid bosses and get all these materials and go do this other thing. It was just a horrendous amount of steps. Don't get me wrong, the weapon was great. It was amazing. But it was a ridiculous amount of steps to get there. And I've done it. And now they reintroduced it again in kind of like the Whisper of the Worm scenario, where you do have to unlock like 6 steps first to get there, and then you go and try to do this raid-like activity with 3 people to get the base version of the weapon. Alright, cool. Why though? I can understand if you want to do an ode to the past, which is what they did with the Thunderlord quest. The Thunderlord quest actually took you back, spoiler alert, took you back to the E3 2007 display, where it was the first time we got to see the Cosmodrome, and he went through the Cosmodrome area where you spawn in at, and you fight this big elite, what the hell is it called? Elite Fallen that pops out of the walls. And all these little fallen minions come out too, and you're fighting for your life in this close quarter scenario. And then when he killed him in the showing, he dropped an exotic called the Thunderlord. See, that's something cool. That's nostalgic in my part. There was no crazy 12-step program to get to this exotic weapon that 1 already existed in the first game, and 2 now you're putting in the second game. You know what I'm saying? It was a cool, nice reprieve to go back to something that was familiar yet different now at this point in time, compared to, oh hey guys, here's something to do for maybe 3 to 8 hours, depending on how hard or how easy it is to grind for you. Congratulations. So flash forward, back to Black Ops 4. More recycled content issues. So in this game, there's something called specialists. These specialists have all different powers and things like that. Ruin's been in since Black Ops 3. What is it? Sparrow, Spectre, Battery, Seraph. I can't think of the fire guy right now. And Torque have all existed in Black Ops 3 in some capacity. Yet some of them are being reintroduced as new. That's not okay. I've already had these things. I shouldn't get them and call it new again. They should have been in the game from the start. Then you added new specialists like Ajax or Recon, or I can't think of another one right now. But one of those, you know, I don't respect just getting a player I've already had in older games back. It's not cool. It's not all right. I shouldn't be having to go through not 50 tiers, so you get it on the first tier. But I shouldn't have that be the next chain of content is this character, you know? I've had him already. I know what he does. I've been there. I've done that. Like it's a little ridiculous. It's a little redundant at this point, and it's just annoying. In conclusion to me, varianted maps like Hurricane Contraband, Sunset Seaside, and whatever other firing range night with that kind of garbage. That's filler content. That's not new content. And that also being said, Black Ops 1 maps or old maps from old games that you've put literally no effort into are also just recycled content. That's nothing new. You can't call it new, you shouldn't call it new, and you shouldn't charge for it. It's a little ridiculous at this point. Tell me what you guys think down below in the comment section. If you have something that you like in games that's come back from older games. I'm not saying everything is recycled content. Like if, say, Call of Duty brought back the Peacekeeper, or I don't know, an older, like an M16, like something like classic weapon. To me, it's not recycled content. That's something I can use in game that didn't exist before. Does that make sense? That's something new to experience because this gun never existed in this premise. I don't know. Maybe it's a rough line. Maybe it's rose-colored glasses. Maybe I'm just a salty Call of Duty YouTuber at this point. I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. I hope you guys enjoy the conversation with you, and hopefully it wasn't too ranty. As for now, this is your boy Hellraider signing off.
Man, you guys are sweating right now.
This gun is terrible. This gun is terrible. I have to try really hard.
Yeah, but you were fucking like 180ing people and shit. You don't need to try that hard.
Yeah, I do.
Lower your sensitivity.
You don't need to be trying to go for clips and getting stuck in RCXDs. Thank you.